Fala pessoal, tudo bem? Antes do vídeo começar, eu só quero deixar um recado para as pessoas que estão cansadas ou pelo menos estão começando a se cansar de ter que ficar esperando alguém legendar ou dublar qualquer conteúdo que você tem interesse em consumir. Se você é uma dessas pessoas, clica agora no primeiro link da descrição para você finalmente dar o seu primeiro passo rumo ao aprendizado de inglês de uma maneira tranquila, por meio de um método 100% comprovado e sem dor de cabeça, ok? Já que o recado foi dado, vamos pro vídeo.
We have a lot of things in common.
Yeah.
First of all, you know this is the last year that I'm doing the Oprah show.
Yeah.
I will go on and do other things. But when I came to the end of Hallows, the last trace of steam evaporated in the autumn air. The train rounded a corner. Harry's hand was still raised in farewell. "He'll be all right," murmured Ginny. As Harry looked at her, he lowered his hand absent-mindedly and touched the lightning scar on his forehead. "I know he will." The scar had not pained Harry for 19 years. All was well. When I came to the end of that, I mourned not only for the end of the series, but for you. I cannot imagine what that was like.
It was huge.
I can't imagine.
I kept, it was a bereavement. It was a bereavement. It was huge. But I think one way, although I knew it was coming, we all know that the people we love are mortal. We all know we're mortal. We know it's going to end. You cannot prepare yourself for it. So even though I'd always known it would be 7 books, that was it. I knew how it was going to end. When it ended, I was in a slight state of shock.
What did you do when you finished?
Well, initially I was elated, but then there came a point I cried, as I've only ever cried once before in my life, and that was when my mother died. It was uncontrollable, and I'm not a big crier. You know, I cry, but I'm not someone who can sort of keep crying going. You know what I mean? Some people can do floods for hours. I've never, only twice in my life have I done that. For 17 years, I'd had that through some very tumultuous times in my personal life, and I'd always had that. And if it was an escape for all these children, you can imagine what it had been for me. And it was not just the world, it was the discipline of working, and it was the structure it gave to my life. And I knew I'd still be writing, but I had to mourn Harry.
Did you know "all is well" was going to be the last line?
Yeah, I did.
You always knew that?
Well, that's a really good question, because for a long time the last word was going to be scar. It was just worded differently. But I had said that to fans, the last word would be scar, and then I changed my mind. I just wanted the last words to be
All is well.
all is well. Yeah.